What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the 2 Comic Club. Justin here. I want to give you guys an update video on how my decision to hold all my positions played out since that kind of mini correction last week. It still could be in a correction, we don't know, but I just want to give an update on how that happened. So on Friday, you guys might remember there was a huge rally, Dow and NASDAQ. Everyone did really well. So we made about like 14 grand, a little over that on Friday. So I did recoup a good amount of my losses. Still got a long way to go to get back to where I was before that correction, but I'm very happy with how that played out. In fact, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I got really close to selling an Amazon call that I had, the only one that I have. And I even went to like the sell screen, and then I was having flashbacks of all those other times that I've sold to wait for it to come back down, and then it just immediately went back up again. And I decided not to, and it turned out to be a good decision because on Thursday, it closed at $209.33 a share for this call option that I have. And then it closed on Friday at $218.50. And then it closed today at $222.10. So $222.10 a share for that contract. So it's up. We made about $1,300 or so by holding on to it since the close on Thursday. So I'm really happy with how it's played out. We still got a little bit of ways to go before we break even. But I have until June 19th of 2020 to see what happens with that. And I'm not really too worried about Amazon because they're a very solid company and they're doing nothing but expanding. So that's about that. Now I want to talk about a risky trade that I did today, which is going to be the title of this video because that's what the most of this video is going to be about that. So I want to talk about it. So what happened today was I was really excited about the cannabis industry, the stocks, all that stuff related to cannabis because, marijuana is going legal in Canada on Wednesday, 2 days from now. And so I wanted to, take one more gamble with that because it was one of those things where I've talked about how I think this prices are going to spike. I mentioned that a couple of videos ago or last video, whenever it was, but I want to actually act on my intuition this time as opposed to just kind of watching from the sidelines. I do have some money invested, but I wanted to put more at risk to see what happened and, take my own advice and kind of go follow my gut. And my gut is telling me that on Wednesday, the lines for the dispensaries in Canada are going to be longer on average than any of the iPhone launches. I feel like it's just going to be huge. I feel like it's going to be a really explosive day. I think 10/17 will go down as being the new 420, at least in Canada. It's going to be a monumental, historic day, and I think, and I've said this a couple videos ago or last video, I can't remember, I said I predict that the prices are going to spike for cannabis-related stocks, and so I wanted to act on that intuition. And so what I did today was I bought 8 more calls with Canopy Growth Corporation, and the reason it was more risky for me is because I actually had to use margin to buy these 8 calls because I only had enough to buy 1 or 2, but I ended up buying 8. So it ran me about 12 grand total, but I only had about 2 grand of my own cash to spend, so I've had to borrow the other 10 from TD Ameritrade, which is what it means when you're trading on margin. You're using your money and you're using your broker's money, you're borrowing it to buy more stuff. And so that is what I did, and so far it's playing out really well. I'm already up over a grand on that position. And so the position I got was, I believe expires January of 2020 and $60 strike. And the stock was trading at $53 or so per share at the time. And so I picked a strike I thought was pretty reasonable. And so that's what happened. And so far it's playing out really well. I also want to mention our Tilray call went up 84% today. Our other Canopy Growth calls went up 46% today. And then our Kronos calls went up 13.2% today. So, and I'll post a screenshot of how the stocks did. I mean, you can see Tilray, Canopy Growth, Kronos all did really well. The percentages are really great. And so it was a good day for that. We did lose money today overall. But we lost about 5 grand total, but that was mostly because Amazon and Nvidia had bad days. But the cannabis stocks that we have calls in did really well. And so I kind of wanted to give you an update on my current trade. That was the only trade I did today was the Canopy growth call. So I wanted to give you kind of like a more real-time update on my trades, because I know I'm behind on my other videos, but I just kind of wanted to give you an update on this because I'm really, really excited about Wednesday. So let's just go into some articles about canopy growth and till rate, and then we'll just leave it at that. And then, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So the first article is, and I'll link to these in the description, of course, it's talking about canopy growth is the cannabis business's $4 billion gorilla. And it's just kind of talking about how, you know, Constellation Brand made that huge investment in them. And it talks about how big canopy growth actually is, how much revenue they generate, how much land they have. It says, let's see if I can find it in here real quick. Well, this one says Canopy currently generates a substantial portion of its $77.9 million Canadian in annual revenue from medical sales, and it shows no signs of slowing its investments and its plans for that business line in Canada and around the world. So again, they're seeing a lot of upside with the recreational becoming legal in Canada, and I think that is very, very true. It also said that they have filed 82 patents around the world thus far and boast what it says are state-of-the-art cultivation and processing facilities across the country. And so that is amazing. In Canada, they signed a deal with each of their 10 provinces and has an agreement with the Yukon Territory. I mean, they're just like making deals left and right, and they're just growing left and right. No pun intended, but they're growing a lot. So, yes. And also in fiscal 2018, they sold 8,708 kilograms of cannabis and equivalents and harvested 22,513 kilos, which is amazing. I mean, it's just huge. So just give that a read. It says that they have 3.2 million square feet of production capacity underway in addition to its current capacity. So again, read this article. It just talks about how huge they are and how well they're doing. They are up 131% in 2018, which is just nuts. Obviously, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that that is a great return. So let's go to the next article. Pot stocks rally after Canopy Growth buys U.S. hemp researcher to help it grow marijuana better. So you can have a look at this article. They acquired a company, a Colorado-based company, Ebu, I believe it's called, and basically to help complement and accelerate its ambitions to expand into new types of consumer products. Again, this is a huge industry that's just blowing up right now. Jim Cramer says there's a video in this article that, I don't know if it's part of the article, but it's right there. It says cannabis could disrupt a $500 billion market, which would be redonkulous. That's a huge, huge market. Okay, so let's just go to the last one. Tilray shares jump as company says it's exporting cannabis to sick children in Australia. So again, another great positive article about Tilray. They are, they're exporting their stuff to a lot of countries, not just Australia. I believe Germany and the United States. Like they're exporting a lot, and they're also growing very, very well. And remember that huge, crazy spike they did a couple weeks ago? I thought they were going to crash even more than they did, but they came back really well. So that kind of shows that a lot of people do believe in this company, and I'm actually quite impressed at how their stock was able to rebound from that kind of little mini crash that they did. And I think there's going to be a lot of good things happening with this company as well. That's just my own personal, non-financial advisor opinion. But yeah, so we're going to leave it at that. What do you guys think? Please comment below what you guys think are going to happen with the cannabis industry. Do you think Wednesday is going to be as big as I think it's going to be? And one other bonus piece of news, I don't know if you've heard, I didn't hear about this until my friend mentioned it to me today, that even Donald Trump was talking about that they might be doing some cannabis reform pretty soon in America, which is just, I don't know why I haven't been hearing about this all over the place. That's just amazing news, in my opinion, and that could be huge for all these companies. And I just think there's so much positive news going on right now. So I want to hear your thoughts, though. Please comment in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen on Wednesday? What do you think is going to happen with the cannabis stocks in general? And whether you have current positions in cannabis stocks or not. I want to know. I want to talk to you guys. And so please comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.